Hello and welcome. Today I want to talk about multiplayer games, specifically about when you should make them and how you should get started with that process. Now, if you're already a game developer making multiplayer stuff and you see something in this video that doesn't make sense, or you got something to add, or you have some questions or just some feedback, please drop it in the comments below. This is just going to be the best advice that I can give. But I think it's important to get feedback from a lot of people and see if people agree, or maybe have some really interesting counterpoints down in the comments. But first, this video is sponsored by Stream. When you're building a multiplayer game, it can be extremely important to add chat to your game so that your players can communicate. Stream has made this extremely easy with their Unity and Unreal SDKs that provide scalable chat API solutions. You can easily add features like moderation, roles, notifications, and much more without having to worry about server infrastructure or spiking player activity. So if you're interested in a highly scalable and reliable chat solution for your game, I definitely recommend you check out Stream by simply clicking the link in the description below and sign up for their Makers account, which is completely free for all indie devs and startups. So let's get started with the first point of when should you build a multiplayer game? And I'm going to come at this assuming that you're already somewhat interested in game development and building games. Maybe you're looking at game development, or you're starting to build games, or maybe you're already building stuff and you've only been building single player things. And you're thinking about, okay, is it time to build out a multiplayer game? Before we dive into the exact time, I just want to point out that building a multiplayer game isn't just a little bit harder than building something single player. The reason that I always tell people to put it off and delay it and not do it first, definitely don't do it as your first thing, is that it's really probably closer to 10 times harder to do just about every little thing, because the little tasks that you do are no longer little tasks. They're now tasks that have to process over the internet and get processed on another system, or even just send out to the internet and come back. And it gets a lot more complicated. You have to start thinking about the way that you're managing your data, the way that you're sending out messages, and the way that you're handling things in a lot deeper way. And that's not to say that it's a bad thing to do or that you shouldn't do it. Again, this is a video about how and when you should do it. So let's talk about when you should actually get started with it. In my opinion, it'd be at the point where you're relatively comfortable building out a single player game, so that you can take an idea of the version of a game that you want to build. Maybe you've got an idea of something big in multiplayer that you want to build. If you can build out a single player version of that from start to finish, and it's not too complicated, you're able to get through it, you're not struggling, you're not having a lot of problems, then it's probably time to consider moving on to the multiplayer version. But I would not do that jump straight across. Don't just go, hey, I've built the single player thing, now I want to make a multiplayer game. My recommendation for learning how to build multiplayer games is to go through a bit of a process. Go a little bit step by step. There are quite a few different things that you're going to need to learn about. You're going to need to understand different communication protocols. It's not too complicated. Really, two primary ones that you need to understand: TCP and UDP. TCP, I'm not going to go into details, but is generally used for sending reliable messages that will get there, and you'll get some acknowledgement that the message got there. These are used for sending things like state updates to an NPC or a character, like my health changed, or it could be something like in a game that only uses TCP messages. Like turn-based games, very common that they only use TCP. UDP is a little bit different. It's much faster, but it's considered unreliable because you're not guaranteed to get all of your messages to the destination, and you're not guaranteed to get them there in the correct order either. They might get there out of order, and you have to kind of deal with that on your own. Now, those are used for things that are faster, like sending out movement messages. If you got a fast-paced game, it's probably using UDP, maybe some combination of UDP and TCP. Again, not going to dive into it. One of the many things you're going to need to learn. So how do you go about learning these things? My recommendation is to start by just building out a simple multiplayer game. Now, the type of game that I would recommend somebody build if they want to learn some multiplayer networking is something like a Clash Royale. Maybe without the cards, keep it somewhat simple. Just a simple two-player battle game where you're sending out a couple of units. You're spawning units on a team that are controlled loosely by a player and spawning units on another team controlled by another player. You can have these things battling and kind of build out your skills as a networked game developer, a multiplayer game developer. I think that that's one of the easiest types of games to start with. Another type that you might want to move on to after that would be building out something like a third person or first person shooter, something with minimal NPCs where you start to deal with the faster paced logic. In the Clash of Clans or Clash Royale style game, you'd be dealing more with TCP messages and relatively slow message sending. You're not going to be sending a whole lot of stuff. You say, hey, I want to spawn this NPC here, or hey, our money or whatever thing, our new card has appeared or our new resource has appeared and is ready. Not really sending a lot of messages. With a moving game like a shooter or something, you're going to be sending all kinds of messages. Start to deal with prediction and how to deal with fast moving characters, lots of characters, shooting and projectiles, and all of those types of things. I would, again, hold off on those, build the simpler game first, and then go up to that next level. From there, then maybe consider taking your game up to an actual like multiplayer, full-on RPG or whatever the big giant idea that you have is. But that's pretty much the process that I would follow to learn or go through, or at least the games that I would build. Now, what would you do to build this? What's the actual stack or framework that you would use? For me, it's probably Photon right now. If I was going to start a new project or send somebody to start a new networked multiplayer project, the networking library I would use would be Photon with Unity, probably using the Photon Unity networking plugin. It makes it relatively simple. You can get the core ideas of sending messages from a server to a client and back to from a client to a server, and or sending requests from the client to the server. Get the idea of server RPCs versus client RPCs, start to understand the difference and the flow of messages, how you don't just do things. You send a message from your client to your server says, okay, yes, no, verifies the stuff, and then replicates that out to all of the other clients. So you get kind of used to that flow without having to worry too much about the fundamentals. If you get into something where you're giant scale, I don't know the details, but I heard that Photon had just released something new that's supposed to help with that. Or you can start to worry about rolling your own networking stack, building up something that's much bigger and much more complex. I would not start there, though. Wait until you actually have run into and understand the issues with all of the networking stacks before you try to build your own custom one. Sometimes there's use for a custom network stack for a game. You just need to be able to push the boundaries or do something that you can't do with the built-in stuff or the things that are off the shelf. But if you're just learning this stuff, you're just getting into multiplayer stuff and you haven't actually run into those issues or problems, my recommendation is don't try to roll it yourself. Just use the stuff that's off the shelf. Don't worry about the pricing. You can always swap that out later if it becomes an issue. If your game becomes a big hit, you make some giant multiplayer awesome bombshell hit, you can work things out and figure out a way to swap out that network layer or some pricing fixes. Again, don't worry about that stuff. I see a lot of people who will, and I wanted to point this out because I see people who will not use a networking framework because of the pricing, even though they're on the free tier, and for them to get out of the free tier, they have to be extremely successful. So don't go that route of just rolling your own, writing it all from scratch, unless you're at the point where you need to. At least that's my recommendation. I've done that before, and I would not do it again as the general way to start. There's so many better options out there where you can just get in, focus on the game that you want to build, and not focus on how to deal with the messages from a Mac to a PC or from your Linux server or the bit order shifting. It's just a nightmare. There's a lot in there, so I would recommend using something like that. Use one of the libraries or many of the SDKs out there to build up your multiplayer game. But first, go through the slow process. Build the small games, get used to the single player stuff, and then build out the multiplayer one. If you just dive in straight to multiplayer, you're going to find it's a struggle. It's probably not a lot of fun, and it's really hard to get anything done. So either build some single player games or just go through the process and build something out. And if you do build something out, please let me know. And again, if you have thoughts, comments, questions about multiplayer development or just the things that I've said here, please drop them in the comments. I'd be really curious to see what everybody thinks and what other better advice people have, because I've built some multiplayer games, but there are a lot of people who've built quite a few more, and there are a lot of different experiences out there. So I'm just kind of curious to see what everybody else thinks as well. All right, thanks again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video if this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Also, if you want to implement chat in your game, don't forget to check out Stream by simply clicking the link in the description below and sign up for their free Makers account today.